Oh, PSA actually thought they were going to slip this organizational leadership change right by us. We're everywhere, fucker. We'll talk about this topic as well as how a recession can be a sports card investor's and collector's best friend. Stick around. Hello to all my sports card collectors, investors, all of my collectibles friends. It is another day. We are chugging along another card video. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below. We're coming with just about daily sports card collectibles content, and you don't want to miss it. Make sure you karate chop the notification bell. Just kidding. Just tap it. Don't actually karate chop it. And also connect with me on IG at SportsCardDad. And I'm also on Twitter, the SportsCardDad. Oh, look what just snuck into my feed. PSA and organizational realignment is taking place this week at Collectors. Kevin Lenane, I think I'm saying that name right, who has served as PSA president for the past year, is now taking on the role of vice president of PSA sales. Kevin will transition to his new role where he can maintain a strong relationships with the PSA dealer community, blah, 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 blah. But we're going to go down now to the new guy in charge. Taking over as PSA's new president is Ryan Hoj, and I quote, who joined the company in July 2021 as Chief Product Officer at Collectors. Ryan, a lifelong card collector, enjoys taking his 90s basketball inserts directly into the grading room to ensure he gets tens? Wait, it's just a joke, guys. It's just a damn joke. It doesn't actually say that in the statement. Previously worked at Microsoft for 16 years in a variety of leadership roles, has led the product team on multiple fronts since his arrival and was instrumental in growing that team and the successful launch of the Collector's Vault in July. And there's more to that, of course. I'm not going to read the whole thing. So PSA has a new president. All in all, it's really not that big of a deal, but it's newsworthy, and we try to throw a little bit of an entertainment twist in there. When the largest grading company is changing leadership around, we talk about it. So there you go. They've got a new president. It's somebody from in-house, not an external person. It seems like everybody there's got an Amazon background, a Microsoft background, or something of the sort. Hey, before I continue on, make sure to check out Card Shop Live. I'm going to put the link to the app in the video description as well as pinned in the comments. Card Shop Live is a really fun buying and selling app, live selling app. Absolutely check them out today. All right, guys. Well, Jerome Powell, as of yesterday, I'm recording it on the day, but yesterday raised the Fed fund rate another 75 basis points. It was somewhat expected for the most part. He hasn't really shown any signs of slowing this thing down. The reality is the government wants to get inflation in check, or the Federal Reserve does anyway, or whatever. Who knows all the political undertones and all that stuff. But the point is they've been saying that they're going to get this inflation down to 2%, the CPI anyway, or whatever, however they're measuring it. And they are continuing on their path. The one thing he did say is he doesn't expect to have to continue on at 75 basis points. He kind of hinted at the fact that, it looked like it might be, 25 basis points, 50 basis points, but it seems certain that there will be more. The way that he was talking is that there will be more rate hikes, which is interesting because I think mortgages, 30-year fixed mortgages are up to about 7.5%. And so the more these go up, it just kicks those mortgages up. And of course, that hampers the real estate market. Now, many would say that the real estate market was way overheated, and that's probably true. The gains, so to speak, the price increases over the last 2 years in the real estate market have been absolutely insanity for a lot of the country. So the fact that, the middle class can no longer really afford a home, a primary residence, and then rents are way high, it starts to get a little bit funky. So part of this is an effort to suppress pricing with higher mortgage rates. They kind of have an inverse effect on each other. And the labor market too. Some of the stuff that he said that was really interesting is the labor market is out of balance. Demand substantially exceeding supply of available workers. And so really, it's kind of a hard thing to say, but he is looking for unemployment to go up, the unemployment rate to go up. Really, he's looking at the fact of hey, unemployment's at all-time lows, so we can continue on raising these rates. They've got to find ways to suck money out of the system. and as he said, restore pricing stability. I mean, the big thing is they don't want a loaf of bread to be $10. You know, they want to really stabilize food, rents, and all that sort of stuff. And so they're going to continue on this path. And now cash is king again. And anytime you have this sort of thing happening, you have kind of a forced recession, it causes business, whether it be small business or big business, to pull back. You'll hear kind of a lessening of investment and kind of more of just kind of sitting on the cash, sitting tight. Because now what you'll probably see are savings accounts, CDs, and stuff that'll actually give you a fairly decent return if this kind of continues on and stays this way. The thing that is hard to really get to gauge, though, is how long the recession will last. And the thing is we don't really know until it's already been here and gone. That's the thing, is when you look back on these things, it's always like when you're in the middle of it, you didn't really realize that you were in the middle of it, or if you were at the end of it or the beginning of it or whatever. And so there's just so much that goes into it. If we're able to kind of keep our jobs, that's kind of the big thing, is if you're able to keep your jobs, you still have some disposable income, you've kept your credit card debts and some of the debts down, and you are able to invest. This is when the real money is made, friends. Whether we're talking about sports card investing or we're talking about stocks, bonds, real estate, it's all kind of the same sort of deal, where if you have that money to put into these things, Warren Buffett said it best, bad news is good news for investors. It's the ability to buy into the future of a company at a huge discount. For him, it's stocks. That's his deal, obviously. And his biggest moves, we've talked about on the channel before, whether we're talking about Bank of America in 2009 or we're talking about Coca-Cola in 1988 after Black Monday, when he put billions of dollars in a Coke and made a nice hefty profit off of it. The big money is made. And even if you're not a billionaire, even if you're a, thousandaire or whatever, like the rest of us, there are opportunities that are presenting themselves. We don't know where we are in kind of in this thing. A lot of people will say like, oh, we've got years of a recession ahead. And a lot of those folks will probably miss the boat. And that's why I'm kind of dollar cost averaging, because you just don't know. We're not going to know if we're already in it, how long it's going to last. Hell, in 6 months, maybe it turns around. We just don't know what's going to happen. And so for me personally, I'm just trying to do the best I can to obviously save some cash, but then also dollar cost average into stuff that I think is just underpriced. It's just gone down so much. One actually, and again, like this is, I'm putting this on the video because I almost want it to be almost a record of me like just talking about how conflicted I am on the topic. Crypto has absolutely sunk. There's certain crypto that is down like 94%, from the highs, and it's just glaring you in the face. Obviously, not all the crypto stuff is going to work out. Some would say none of it's going to work out, but the fact that you have so much infrastructure and so much money that's already been put into it, there's probably some of these things that are going to work out. We just don't know which horses are going to make it to the end of the race. But man, you almost feel like the ones that kind of feel like they're semi-established. For me, I'm just trying to pick like a dozen of them. And that's really what I've done historically. But now I'm thinking like, do I like double, triple down on some of these where the price has just gone so low because it's gone down, something that's gone down 90%. You could also look at maybe cards in this way too, certain cards. Now, a lot of the like really rare GOAT type stuff hasn't gone down 90%. It's come down, but it's not cratered like what you've seen, like crypto just being an example. And I'm not saying by crypto, I'm just saying this is just an example of something. Look, everything is way down. A lot of stuff is way down, but there's just opportunities out there. I'm trying to figure out where to place resources, my limited discretionary income. Guys, let me know what you think here. And I'm talking about whether it be cards, crypto, stocks, real estate. Where are you focused? What are you thinking about here over the next 6 months? And I've said before, I'm still buying cards. I love it. It's my hobby, it's my passion, and it's fun. So I'll continue to buy cards. Of course, I'm being picky, but I'm also looking at some of these other things as well and just thinking like, man, what should I just kind of like throw some darts at and just see what happens? Put it in the comments below. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.